It's 1700 GMT. This is 97.3 Citi FM. Eyewitness News is a program. Umaru Sanda Amadu is the name. This show is for 2 hours and it is broadcasting around Ghana on a number of affiliate stations around the globe on citinewsroom.com and also on YouTube. Like I said, I am Umaru Sanda Amadu, and tonight on Eyewitness News, members of the opposition New Patriotic Party hit the streets in Accra to protest what they say is democracy under attack under the Mahama government. But they were not happy with the person who was sent to receive the petition on behalf of the government at the Jubilee House. We'll be talking to the youth organizer of the party, Salam Mustafa, who is in studio with me in a bit. Also coming up tonight on Eyewitness News, government holds memorial service for the 8 who died from a helicopter crash last year. We'll share some of the tributes soon on Eyewitness News. And later on the show, the West African Examination Council, WAEC, has denied unfairly treating BEC candidates from private schools. The private schools had demanded an audit of the exams. We'll be hearing more from the WAEC in a bit on the show. Later on, we have business news from the Citi Business Desk, and then Talk Back, where we put the microphone in your hands. Send us messages in reaction to our stories on 0539 986 996, 0539 986 996, or mention my handle at Umaru Sanda or at Citi973. Use the hashtag Eyewitness News. The world gets to hear what you think. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Today, August 6, 2026, is exactly a year since some 8 persons who were flying in a helicopter to Obuasi suffered sudden death following the crashing of that particular helicopter. Today, the government organized a memorial service, and as we speak, there's an event happening, the unveiling of a cenotaph in the memory of Dr. Edward Omanibuama, who was part of that particular accident. He was defense minister. So they're going to unveil a cenotaph in front of the Ministry of Defense in his honor. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, there was a memorial service held at the University of Professional Studies, Accra, UPSA, where the president and number of government officials were in attendance. Guess who were not there? The New Patriotic Party. They wore black and red, carried placards, and hit the streets. They say democracy under John Mahama is under attack. Salam Mustafa is National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. He is one of the key leaders on the streets today. You're welcome to Eyewitness News.
My pleasure, Umaru.
How are you doing?
I'm in terrific shape.
You're in terrific. How do you feel that on a day the whole nation is remembering the death of 8 gallant soldiers, you were not there as a political party and you were on the street rather demonstrating?
Umaru, let me greet your very cherished listeners. Good evening. I'm not sure it is entirely correct that members of the NPP were not present at the event at UPSA today. It's my understanding that the venerable chairman of the Council of Elders of our party, the Venerable Hakman Owusu Ajiman, was there, and I'm sure with some delegation. So it is not correct to say that the NPP was not there. And I would entreat you to recant and, let the records reflect that the NPP was there.
You want me to withdraw?
Yes.
I should withdraw and say that the NPP was there. Yes, even though the NPP was on the streets.
Ghanaians were on the streets.
No, NPP people were on the streets.
There were other political parties that joined the NPP.
Including?
PNP.
Okay. So it means that NPP were on the street. They were not at the UPSA.
Yeah, people who identify with the NPP were on the street. And I'm sure maybe not everybody who was on the street is a typical NPP person.
So officially you are saying
maybe
that
identify with the issues that we took to the street.
So you are saying that officially the NPP did not boycott the event, and
no, we did not boycott the event.
Hakman Owusu Ajiman was sent
absolutely
there. That's the official.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I withdraw when I said the NPP was not there.
Good.
I accept based on what you have said, not because I have seen evidence that Hackman Osuajiman was
You can
there
check with him.
for and on behalf of the NPP.
Oh, you can check.
Maybe
with
he
him.
just went there because he likes Owanibuama. He went in his personal capacity. But if you are saying that
But he's an MPP person.
No, but maybe he went on his personal capacity. But if you are saying he went for and on behalf
if
of the
you
New
want us to
Patriotic
go,
Party,
that way, I would ask, did they send us a formal invitation?
They didn't tell. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to be sure. If you said what you said, I agree with you now. I'm not. I'll ask for proof, but I will have.
Yes, please do.
I don't have reason to doubt you.
Yes,
that
I will not
sent
put
out.
out.
Okay, now let's talk about why you decided to do the protest on the same day. You could have postponed it.
So,
out of respect to their memory,
we have absolute respect for the memory of our gallant men who died. Absolute respect. One of them was a personal friend, the Honorable Mutala. Very personal. So, absolute respect for the gallant men who died. However, when we were discussing this matter, we were not, in the known as to what program government had. So we were looking at our calendar as far as our activities are concerned. And if you care to know, we are currently having elections in the party. Constituency elections, those that have not concluded yet. This weekend we'll be having elections. Also, our external branches, the diaspora, some will be having their elections this weekend. Then next weekend is regional elections. So you can see a very packed timetable.
But the government announced the 6th August thing before you announced your demonstration. I remember.
I'm telling you that we also looked at our calendar, and this is the best calendar.
This is the only free date you have.
Exactly.
But it comes across as insensitive.
No, it is not. And I can tell you one thing: knowing the repertoire of men who were involved, they would identify with the issues we demonstrated today. They will be turning in their graves that democracy has been thrown to the dogs, like we are seeing happen after they have left us. Because these were people who believed in the tenets of democracy.
Talk to me about this democracy being thrown to the dogs. You say democracy is under attack. Which aspect of our democracy is under attack?
Every aspect.
So if someone called you from your village and said they hear that you're on demonstration today, explain why you're demonstrating, what would you say?
I would tell them that we are living witnesses to very strange things happening in our democracy. Very strange.
Mm-hmm. Explain that.
That of all the cases running in the courts, the CJ can single out one case, the Edubuahin case, and say the charge, the High Court judge should sit on it, and run. Of all the thousands of cases, why one?
What if the person who you told this asked you,
why
I remember that Jachi Kwesi.
I am coming to continue.
I know, but
I have a plethora.
But I'm saying that, so the person will say,
you see, we took a potpourri of issues on the street.
Yeah, but the person will remind you that you did the same thing to Jachi Kwesi. At the time he was member of parliament, you decided to run every day for him in court. So
we are on legal vacation.
Was democracy under attack then?
We are on legal vacation. You are a product of the court, and you know that the judiciary holds it sacred. Because it's the time that, after battling back and forth in the legal year, they also get their reprieve. So what is so special about Edubuahin that he must stand the trial throughout?
Legal vacation doesn't mean the whole judicial system. I get to understand. There are some courts that
I absolutely understand. Why didn't he say that, okay, maybe there are 10 special cases running, but one specific one that has political connotations? Okay, not long ago, we see the Court of Appeal release a judgment in the case of Madam Sedina Temaklo and freeze her. This is a woman who was standing trial, flees after seeking permission of the court for medical attention. She never returns again. Umaru, you are a law student. If you are not guilty of a crime, why would you run away? Because I'll come and stand and prove myself.
Are you talking to Ken Oforiatta?
That's the state machinery run like it did. Nobody is stopping it. When Madame Tamaklo left, the trial continued and she was found guilty. Then she is extradited, brought back to Ghana for 2 weeks. This government was quiet about it. We never knew until the American embassy gave us the information that the woman was right here in Ghana. She was not in custody at the time. When you do this, you are showing bias.
Even though you have no evidence that she was in the country and not in custody.
The minority did a background check. It was when the minority brought the issues to the fore that 2 days later, she was transmitted to Nsawam. And even before then, they had already secured, date for her appeal to be heard.
Which they applied for 2 years ago when you were in government.
Umaru, strange things are happening. But there was word on the street already that on the 30th should be freed. And in fact, there was word on the street that once they have brought Tamaklo, the bringing in of Madame Tamaklo was to ensure that Wontumi goes to jail. That is why it is no coincidence. And I keep telling you, strange things are happening. Deep down you admit how an official of the NDC, my good friend and brother Nik Amarteifio, is able to exactly quote how much time to me would be away for a long time upon conclusion of his case. Doesn't come to you as strange.
No, it doesn't. If I know how the criminal
the things he's hearing works. The things he's hearing.
No,
the post is clear.
You see, Salam, if you're a law student,
or even, don't play the advocate.
You don't even have to be a law student. You can read the Act 30. You know the punishment that corresponds with an offense.
And so it's a political prisoner.
You can predict.
Wontumi is a political prisoner. There's been all sort of gymnastics to, especially Wontumi in particular, to put him behind bars. And it has gone the way that, people have anticipated it. Everything has been choreographed to have Wontumi, go for reasons that, of course, on the streets, we hear things. But these strange things happening, I'm sure you are concerned. And if anybody is not, if there is absolute bastardization of our democratic institutions and tenets, and we do not do anything about them, when they finish dealing with us, MPP people, those of us who identify as MPP people, they will start coming after the media and every other person else. And by that time, there will not be anybody to say a word. That is why it is critical that once we have seen the teething, we nip it. And if we do not, Umaru, I'm telling you, the way the NDC are behaving like we have sold Ghana to them, they've bought and taken change, we're all going to be in doom.
But the things you have listed, you see, I'm struggling to understand what your difficulty. One, you say that day by day hearing of your person's case. I've given you
the systematic arrest of MPP people. That's why I told you. I can forward the petition to you. We have put together a potpourri of issues.
Yes.
Okay?
Salam. I'm saying that.
The selective application of the law.
Salam.
The NDC, the AG can enter nolle prosequi for all NDC members on trial. Nolle prosequi. Because someone saw.
No, it's a prerogative. They said that you wasted...
Because they are NDC people.
No, they said there's no case inside.
They are NDC people.
No, you wasted 8 years.
Because they are NDC people.
No, because after 8 years...
Because they are NDC people.
You couldn't jail them.
Because they are NDC people.
You had no case.
So they release them.
You're just wasting their time.
They go into nolle prosequi.
There was nothing in there. And the Attorney General think we should...
Yeah, but they will lock Wontumi?
Because
he's MPP?
Because he has been found guilty of...
They can arrest Governor Asare
No. If you breach
for no reason,
if you breach
Adenta Kumi,
you get arrested and you prosecute.
So Obama, Fanti Comedy.
Do you not trust the justice system or the judicial system of Ghana?
The very justice delivery system that has been murdered.
Murdered by who?
By this government.
How? The two judges who decided that Sedina should go were appointed by Akufo-Addo to their court of appeal.
The Chief Justice was removed like a chicken.
No problem. But I'm saying that two of the judges...
Who will not be scared? Which judge will not be scared?
So you're saying the judges are scared?
They are scared.
How?
Oh, we go to the courts, we hear things.
You met the judicial secretary today. He told you they don't do the politics. They are independent body.
Look,
Mr. Ahmed.
This political talk, we are no children in this country. These things, we understand them. What else was he supposed to say? That indeed we get calls and direction from the Jubilee House? Is that what he's supposed to tell us?
But you see, the struggle here is that you, on the one hand, you have a struggle with the fact that the Court of Appeal has freed Sedina Tamaklo. Yet, you have, as a party, called a press conference and said you are going to sponsor Wuntumi's appeal to the same Court of Appeal. You are hoping that he will be freed. Yet, you are having a problem that same court has freed another person.
The issues are different.
Make it make sense. How are they different? They are both incarcerated. One had 10 years, one had 20 years. The one who had 10 years has been told to go home. You are begging for the one who had 20 years to go home, and you're saying that one is wrong.
Umar, don't play the devil advocate for them.
No, this is not devil.
I know that you understand the strange things happening. You know, and the word on the street, you know these things. Now, in the case of Wuntumi, right, he's not incarcerated because personally he was involved in Galamsey, but because his legal concession, somebody mined on it illegally. And AG, through his machinations, took the person who did the actual Galamsey to come and be a witness against Wuntumi, to say that, okay. Which
is normal practice.
Yes.
On all jurisdictions.
Of course. I mean, sometimes we know the back channeling on some of these things when people want to nail you. When the system wants to nail you.
If you and I go and commit a crime, one of us can be used
when the
as a
system wants to
nail
you, they will nail you. Okay.
No, unless there's preponderance of evidence, which has been.
In this case, there's preponderance of evidence. The person who did the Galamsey, who destroyed the land, is walking free. The person who went through the procedure to acquire a legal permit to own the place, but unknown to him, somebody has done something there. You say that because of that,
permitted the abuse of the land.
That. You are locking him up, and the person who did, at least if it was any fair sister, you'd have said, okay, you should go and do some 2 years or so, for your complicity in the matter. But it is not the case, because the person is not the target. They are looking for a target. So Wuntumi is there by virtue of the fact that he is political. So we want him, and we have locked him up.
We all say that,
right? But Sedina will be released because she's an NDC person, and they go through the extradition process because they know that they will free her. This is not the first time it is happening. Umaru, Kevin Taylor bastardized the courts. Right? The NDC is able to bring the young man here who had a bench warrant on him. And the normal circumstance, what was supposed to happen to him at the very moment he entered our borders?
Handed over to the police.
Why didn't that happen?
I don't know.
You are now admitting that strange things are happening, Umaru. I'm putting it to you.
Wow, you're a lawyer now. Let's go back to Wuntumi.
So admit that is strange.
No, you made me. You made me withdraw and apologize to you.
I'm coming.
You won't get the second admission.
I'm coming.
One evening, 2 admissions.
The listeners see it.
No,
it's obvious.
Not me.
Now, this same system.
I want to go back to
I'm coming. Yes, don't worry, you go. I'm here for you the whole evening. If you want to keep me, I'll be here for you.
But you're not allowing me to ask you the question.
I'm coming. Let me just land on this one, then you go. Okay. I won't dodge any of your questions. Okay. The same, people who were able to take him out of the airport now took him to the court to face the very judiciary he sat on his show and poo-pooed on.
And they freed him.
The
same judiciary. The judiciary is blind to what you're saying. And the judiciary has decided to serve justice.
Minya, it is cooked.
How?
Yes.
Judgments are not cooked.
It is cooked.
No,
it is choreographed.
Judgments don't get choreographed.
It is biased.
No. It's a decision.
It is selective.
It's a decision of a competent court of
jurisdiction. Right? We see these things. Okay, but let me go and maybe write something harsh about maybe His Excellency the President, and you will see by dawn.
You mean go and write that you kill him and put him in a sack?
whatever
You want to,
write.
go and write that
No,
you kill President Mahama and his wife and put them in a sack.
No, I won't write that.
Okay.
I said,
so you see,
let me write
so
something.
You see that
right?
so you see that you agree that what was written by the person who was arrested
I'm coming.
is
I'm
not
coming.
proper.
And
you wouldn't write that because you're a proper person.
The next moment, by dawn, there'll be a raid in my house.
Depends on what you write.
AK or automatic rifle, welding men would descend on my home in Rambo style and pick me up. Just because I've said something, maybe I don't have actionable ability to execute. But they will still do it. Why? They want to intimidate.
It's a threat.
But I don't have any actionable ability to execute it. I don't.
You prove it in court when you go.
That's why, look, with our jammed legal system, don't waste your time on some of these peripherals.
That's why they are bringing tribunal.
Right? It is part of our potpourri of issues. If you say this, you are admitting to our point that these tribunals are being done in bad faith.
No, they are being done to free up the space. You've talked about the courts are being jammed. I'm saying that
it is because of frivolous cases that they are taking to court. Look, young people go sit on TikTok. They are just talking wild and people pick them. I met one of the young ladies who has been appearing before court. What kind? When I saw her and she was complaining how she's been going to court, like, you see, total abuse of the court.
But she was
system.
reckless, was she not? Was she not reckless?
She apologized for the comment she made.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that she cannot be punished.
And like I tell you, look, we all follow democracies around the world, right? Actionable, ability is important. These young people, sometimes they don't even understand some of these things.
Mustafa,
Umaru, there is no day any of us would sit and say that anybody should harm the president. Nobody would do it. The day His Excellency Professor John Evans Atta-Mensah died, did you see the quiet in this town? We all felt it. And John Dramani Mahama won a landslide election, and we all submit to him as president of the republic. There's no day any of us will sit and say that somebody should go and harm President John Dramani Mahama. Nobody would allow it to happen. Because we are not going to be the beneficiaries of it. An MPP person will not become president. Do you understand the point? So that is why it is not about us. No. If the president has anything to worry, he should worry about people in his party who are worried about his backdoor channeling attempt to get a third term that they are not allowing. So these are issues that they should be dealing with, not this repressive attitude of the state. Now there's a unit at the 4th floor of the CID building. They call it the SI unit. When you go, that's every now and then they are using the Pegasus software, tracing people and arresting them.
Tracing people engaged in reckless speech.
If you like to put it that way.
So I want to go back. I want to go back to the Wontumi matter. You said that they freed one and arrested him, and I'm saying that the big fishes is what President Mahama said he was going to come after.
He should go. He himself has admitted his party people are involved. Wontumi is not into illegal mining. Per the records.
Yes, that's not what he was sentenced on. He was sentenced on for allowing his property to be used without the minister's permission.
So, Umaru, I rent my house for you. I rent my house for you to live in.
Yes.
Something I don't live with you in the house. Okay. Something happens in the house. Then you say that no. You are not responsible. Come and hold me, the landlord, liable.
It was not that simple.
It's that simple.
No.
That's what you don't want to admit.
No, what the judgment said is that
it's that simple.
Chairman Wontumi was given a
I have not transferred the ownership of my house to you.
Yes, you don't have to transfer. If you read if you read the law.
But yet you are holding me liable?
If you read the law and listen to the judgment of the High Court 4, a concession was given to Wontumi to mine. He in turn gave it to another person to mine. Under the law, you cannot do that without the permission of the Minister for Land. At the time, it was
Wontumi did not state anywhere that he gave it to the person to go and mine.
Yeah, he said he gave the permission to the person to go and reclaim the land, not to go and mine.
Yes,
but
and these two are different.
Yeah, but the court weighed the evidence that has been brought and showed that no, he didn't bring the man there to come and reclaim. Rather brought him to come and mine, because you can't come and bring someone to reclaim.
That is circumstantial.
Yes, but circumstantial evidence is admissible to the extent that you
it doesn't clear reasonable doubt.
No, the court found that it was beyond reasonable.
I disagree with the court.
That's okay.
Yes.
That's why you went to Court of Appeal.
I disagree.
That's why you went to Court of Appeal.
That's why we have taken the matter to the Court of Appeal.
And the same thing said, I decided that let me go to Court of Appeal and say that the sentencing of the High Court was not proper. She has got freedom.
Good.
And you've decided
you stood in court throughout the trial.
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
No.
It does.
No.
If the woman,
if you read the Sedina judgment,
I'm coming.
The Attorney General said that the Sedina judgment should not be, the appeal should not be granted because she had escaped or she was a fugitive. The court said that the appellate process that is allowable to citizens in the Constitution.
The very AG who does public press conferences and runs back to...
The court said that the fact that you ran away does not mean you are not allowed to come for appeal. And that's why the court granted...
Why did you run away?
It doesn't matter. That's a different matter.
It matters.
No.
So we need to understand why.
Even though she ran away, she was jailed, right?
If it's not admission of guilt, what is it?
No, but there's more that the court considers. The court considers even the charge sheet that was brought and said that your Godfredami Attorney General, who you are,
and that's what I find laughable.
That the charge sheet he brought was defective.
The whole Godfredami, I find it laughable.
Yeah, that was defective.
Yes, I find it laughable. Well, that's what I'm telling you. That
three brains for the Court of Appeal. Two of them appointed by President Akufo-Addo.
Yeah, it's laughable. It's laughable. The fact that somebody appointed them. Why? President Trump put judges at the Supreme Court, yes, but they ruled against the birthright citizenship, matter.
You should tell you that they are neutral and trusted. So you should trust.
It doesn't mean that when somebody appoints you, you must deliver a judgment that satisfies them. That's it. That's
actually good. So you should celebrate this judgment. That these are otherwise.
It is not about who appointed them. It is not. It is not.
It's about
we are looking at the merits.
It means they are neutral.
Yes, we are looking at the merits.
No, Mustafa.
And we are saying that no. We are telling you, strange things are happening. Choreography is being done in this.
And I'm saying to you that you are the ones.
Mind you, I have seen a video of Dr. Alexei Befia essentially repeating the very thing that former National Security Minister said, the Honorable Kandapa. When your judgments keep going in one direction, you cement the opinion that they are procured judgments.
Yes, when Kandapa said it at the time, what did you do? When Kandapa said it at the time, what did you do?
It was relevant then, and it is relevant today.
But you did nothing about it. As his national security minister, he understood the security situation.
It is still a national security matter.
But how many judgments have you got against you already?
The whole judiciary, the handling of it, the trumped up charges to remove Madam Chief Justice, the way the whole process was handled, some of the things we have seen happen in court, that a judge sitting in the citadel of liberty, Umaru, can look at us in the face and tell us that we're all not equal before the law and that some people are more important than others. That's the day the person lost it.
This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I'm Umaru Sandamadu. My guest is Salam Mustafa. He is National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. They were on the street today to demonstrate. They said democracy is under attack. They went to the Supreme Court, did a submission of their petition to the Judicial Secretary. You went to Parliament as well, right? Or you didn't go to Parliament?
No, we didn't go to Parliament.
Because Parliament is on recess.
Yeah, Parliament is on recess. But we have given a petition to leadership to submit on our behalf to the Parliament.
Then you went to the Jubilee House.
Yes.
And the very respected Nana Yajanto, former big woman at the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PRC, currently
CPP, General Secretary or something.
Yeah,
so she's CPP.
Yes, and also staffer under the Mahama government came to receive your petition and you're not happy. Let's listen to Alexander Penyomarkins, minority leader, very, very angry. I won't use the word angry, but unhappy that Nana Jantua was the one sent to come and collect her petition. Listen.
With great respect to you and without prejudice to your presence, to nominate only you to come amount to disrespecting us as a political party. I'm the leader of the party in Parliament. You have the General Secretary of the party here. You have the Chief of Staff of the flag bearer. We have the Chairman of the Constitutional Affairs Committee of the party. Members of Parliament and the leadership of Parliament are all here. But to disrespect our democracy by only nominating you to come. Like I said, with great deference to you, it doesn't match it. So it means that the government does not even take serious the grave issues before us. That notwithstanding, we are Democrats. But we want to say, Madam Staffer, that please convey to government that the history of this country tells us one thing, that no political party stays in power forever. You promised creating jobs, 1 job, 3 shifts, 24-hour economy. You promised that electricity tariffs would be lower. You promised that cocoa prices would go up. Today, we're seeing the opposite of it. Instead, you are bullying, intimidating your political opponent. Why should Wontumi be in prison? What has he done? How can a judge say that he having a lease allows somebody to do galamsey, so he's vicariously liable, so he should go to jail? We all thought Wontumi was involved in galamsey, not knowing that was not even the charges. So you put him in jail 20 years. You remove the Chief Justice. What did she do? Because you wanted to capture the judiciary. And today, as all judges are on vacation, the government has directed the Chief Justice to give dispensation to some judges only to try matters involving MPP activists. That is wrong. Again, Iyoko, what the Iyoko is doing, they invite you, you go, they say go and bring property worth millions of cedis before you are granted bail. Very onerous bail conditions. That's also wrong. So we are taking this opportunity to remind you that, you see, there's an election ahead of us, 2028. Unfortunately, Mr. President is not going to stand election again. This third-term agenda you guys are pursuing, has failed. It will not going to happen. So you're going to have your own difficulty looking at how you have failed the people of Ghana. And you are definitely going to be in opposition. Would you be happy if such a thing happened to some of your members? Already, IMF has announced losses of 9.6 billion in the gold bond transactions. That's IMF. The IMF report. So that in itself is enough meat.
That's Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin. He's minority leader in the House of Parliament, leading the NPP members on a demonstration today. Salam, what is wrong with a presidential staffer coming to collect a petition that you have brought to the Jubilee House? The statement from your leader sounded condescending of the lady who came to receive it on behalf of the president.
No. So you listen to the minority leader, and he begins with a caveat without any prejudice to her and her presence. So it is not about her for us to be condescending. The whole...
You're making it sound as if she doesn't have the locus to receive a petition from you and that she's a nobody of a sort.
Now, Umaru, the NPP in its entirety, the National Party, this one is not a branch. The youth wing held a demonstration sometime last year, September last year. You can say that it is a branch of the party. But this one, the party in its entirety, acting for all of our members who number in the millions, have issues to present to His Excellency the President. And we get there with leadership cutting across various departments of the party and even all walks of life. Then you bring one person to receive the petition, okay? And the person is not even properly an NDC person, so-called. He's a CPP person.
But she's working for the government. You said democracy under attack under the government. You said under NDC. You said under the government.
That's just by the side. That's just by the side. But
so
come on.
That's
not a good representation. Look.
Is it that you wanted many more people, or you wanted someone with a higher rank?
Both. you could show us respect. The last time we had a demonstration, the last one we held, and when there was the march against harassment and the one. And the likes of Dr. Alex Befia, I think the same Nanaya Jantua was there also. And they received that nicely. And, we presented the petition. And there was respect. So if you could afford us, that respect and courtesy at that level, the party is in its entirety would not be bringing a petition that almost the rank and file of the party have seen and read through for you to do that. I don't think it's nice.
But she is just a messenger. She's taking the petition back to the president. So it doesn't matter who is receiving it, does it?
It does.
Because when you send a letter
to
a place,
you would want to show. You would want to show.
And they were busy at a memorial.
By optics, what you place premium on. That's how we will read it. That by optics, you are dismissing us. And that's why we raise the matter. So it is without prejudice to Nanaya Jantua at all. It's without prejudice to her. Okay. It is the subtle disrespect and snub that we raised. That no, we cannot come with such heavy issues and you treat it like it is nothing. If democracy fails in Ghana, the executive is gone, judiciary is gone, legislature is gone, media is gone, everything is gone. I don't know who would, remain there.
The army.
Yes, the only department that will remain is the army. So we must all work together. We are in an ecosystem that we should be working together to ensure that it survives.
Would you say you've been able to send your message as loudly as you could today?
In the loudest form. I'm sure you saw the numbers.
And are you sure the numbers of party members, or you want to bring? Because I saw Rasta men for MPP or something.
Oh yeah, they're party people.
Since when did they join? You have a Rasta branch now.
There's nothing wrong being a Rasta.
No, I'm not saying so. I didn't know that you had a Rasta branch.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
being a
Rasta.
Mama just finished.
That's their beliefs.
President Mama just finished.
The Tyrone Maguire guy who went to Achimota and became.
He's a Rasta man.
Yes.
No, I'm saying that President Mama just returned from Jamaica where he went to play the Nyabingi drums. That's Rasta. I mean, so I didn't know that you had a Rasta branch.
Respect to them and their beliefs. I'm a Muslim, they are Christians, and everybody converged. And it was without any prejudice to creed or anything. What we concentrated on was our message, and we delivered the message. And I'm sure you have asked yourself, did the MPP really pull that off? I'm sure you have. Umaru.
You know what I'm rather going to ask you.
Yes.
As a youth organizer, your party, what's the role of a youth organizer? How old are you supposed to be as a youth organizer?
40 and below.
And since you are above 40 now, you're going to the national organizer position.
How do you know I'm 40?
Oh, I know. You're older than me. You're older than me, and I'm almost 40, so I know that by all means you're older than 40. So you and I have to shift gear. You have to go to national organizer.
Yes.
How is it looking?
Very well. Very, very well. I'm very grateful to party people. I have been engaging, and so far, response is massive.
You did 1 term or 2 terms as the organizer?
One term. 2022 till now. I should be handing over sometime. I think that now our conference will be held on the 3rd of October. So on the 3rd of October, I would hand over to a new youth leader.
How do you assess your own performance as a youth organizer?
I have been asked this question, yes, before, and I rated myself 7 over 10, and it is based on indestructible record that I leave behind as youth leader.
The youth wing.
Yes.
The youth that didn't come out to vote for you on December 7. That's your
not necessarily.
They didn't come. In fact, they said they won't vote for you.
2.1
you didn't give them jobs.
2.1 million and people didn't show up to vote, and there's 1.7 million difference between us and the NDC. 2.1 is a mixture of all age, all demographic groups. I say this with a lot of confidence that the NPP did very, very well amongst first-time voters. The last time I followed data from Musa Dankwa, he said 56% of first-time voters.
You believe Musa Dankwa?
Oh, I don't dismiss polls. I don't.
Okay.
Yes, and I've sourced other
So
data
you believe Musa Dankwa
as well. Oh, it's not a matter of belief. It's a matter of data.
You've quoted him.
Yes,
So it means
and
you
a
believe
matter
him.
of data. Okay, so I can quote someone like Dr. George Dunfair.
Is the
as
data
well.
not as important as the one churning it out?
Oh, both. I won't dismiss Musa.
Just say you believe him. Let's go.
Oh, now I'm saying there's not a matter of belief. It's a matter of working with the data.
So you
And
trust Musa Dankwa's state data.
And he puts it around somewhere 56. And
You trust Musa Dankwa's
yeah.
data.
Oh, it's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there.
I want to hear whether you trust my Chebi brother Musa Dankwa's
I don't have
data.
a problem with him. He's my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a very good relationship.
So the data shows.
So we did very, very well. 56% of first-time
you
voters
campaign on
voted.
agenda for jobs.
Yes.
And the youth didn't get. You brought.
They are
up
still not getting the jobs. The promises.
After 3 years, the NAPCO failed. So now they are angry with you.
The promises that this government made to the youth are all failing. Every single one of them. Agenda 133 is a fiasco. Okay, 24-hour economy is a fiasco. These were things that wooed the youth, thinking that the NDC could, do something better. And I kept making the argument that the MPP superior record in job creation is far better than any other, record that the NDC can present. But of course, when emotions are high, it is quite, a different ball game altogether. So, some people went to vote for the NDC. Today, I read on social media, even the NDC youth themselves are,
They are looking for 113.
Yeah, they are looking for 113, cannot get. The myriads of problems the NDC is facing in terms of job creation that we have much miles ahead is quite unbelievable. Look, in education alone, at one point in time, Dr. Matthew Opoku Pwempre, absorbed close to 100,000, teachers and non-teaching staff in the education sector alone. We did our same in health sector. We kept putting this record to the Ghanaian youth. But of course, the feeling at the time, and I can understand, I travel across the length and breadth of the country all the time, seeing young, abled, men and women ready to work and not finding can be very, very frustrating. The government decided to prey on the gullibility of young people to make frivolous promises like those which are running in the system. That we told them that no, this is not workable. But they still went to, people still supported the NDC. I can assure you and the Ghanaian youth that we are putting a lot of work in place. Some of the policies we are going to bring are going to be time tested, realistic, and the Ghanaian people and the Ghanaian youth will see that indeed the NPP has a realistic job, creation program than any other government. And that's what gives me the hope that the NPP will win 2028. And of course,
we're told a lot of your people didn't show up to vote in 2024, which means that you have a bigger job doing mobilization in 2028.
Yes. Apathy. Apathy was real.
You want to be organizer. Your biggest role will be mobilizing and making the party exciting again.
Yes.
What are you going to do that?
So many things. Look, as a party activist, as a party person, there are so many things I understand how to build the party up, the facets that are falling, how we put them up to, together. For instance, you pick my concentration, national organizer would be how to ensure that we're able to do effective retail campaign. And that is born out of detailed training that you are going to do across your structure, from polling station to electoral areas, to constituency, to your region, and even national. If we are able to do this and our polling station systems are working at the optimum best that we want, we'll be able to run an effective retail campaign, which is the best form of campaign to do, where a polling station executive in the area can tell how many people live in a house, the demographic groups in the house, and how many even align to the NDC or NPP. And these are detailed works we are going to do. We have done it before. In 2016, I was Deputy National Youth Organizer. We had time to do these things. One of the things that really affected us in 2022 was the short to 24 was the short period of time, because I became National Youth Organizer July of 2022, 1.5 years, to an election and to the end of the tenure of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and we had to do all of these things: presidential primaries, parliamentary primaries, reconciliation, and so on and so forth. So we're not able to really do some of these critical things.
So you neglected your base?
No, it's not a matter of neglect. The base is already there, but the proper direction to do, say, a proper retail campaign is what we couldn't really do. And now that we have time to train our people to get it done, yes, we will do it. And look, Umaru, I say this without any reservation. Where we are going into election and we are going to depend on state security, this party will not do it again. We'll make sure that we build a robust security
they messed you
apparatus. Yes, on election day, pulling coalition centers are ransacked and they are breached, and state security will not do anything. They are
even though state security's command was by the president. That's a problem. You were commanding state security.
That's what I'm saying, that we will not do that again.
But it also means that you want to bring your own private security. You can't do that.
Oh, it's not about really private security. We will be more, focused on how to protect our ballots. That will put a lot of attention to.
How can you do that? Because the ballot boxes are protected by police. And so that so that you will not be confused when
not a matter of confusion.
You will not be confused when
we will police it.
What's the name of the?
We will protect it.
The YEA man.
We will stand by it.
Oh, help me with the YEA man now. The name is gone. I know you volunteered the name to me. I'm not asking you.
Yes. So this is important to us and party people.
So that when the 5K men and 3K men are activated, you will not lose your.
Those are the small numbers. I'm not going to be dealing.
They used to intimidate.
They didn't intimidate anybody. Nobody was.
They beat you at your home game.
They did not. I didn't see any 5K men on the street. I was on the streets.
5K cameramen.
I didn't see. There was no.
You didn't see that.
There were no cameras.
There's a view that all of you who were in charge of the election before 2024, you should just resign and leave.
I've heard that.
That you were miserable. You performed badly, and then from national chairman to after national chairman, he's already gone. But the rest of you should also follow.
Oh, I've had that time without number.
Why are you not going?
It is genuine, opprobrium from party people that it. And I say this all the time. It is not that the party people don't know that we're running into a very difficult election. It's not that they didn't know, but even the fact that knowing very well that no party has, gone beyond the 8, they expected us to still do it, and that's how much they love their party, all of us. So they expect more from us. You understand? But be it as it may, right? The fact that we lost doesn't mean that we don't understand what we're doing. It doesn't mean that we are not savvy. Times and seasons matter in this enterprise, and the times and season we ran into was quite clear that the economic issues, especially the exogenous factors that we're dealing with, were very strong currents, hitting the government. Look, I went to UK to.
So the government affected the party. The government's poor performance affected the party.
The performance of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government, the NDC would take probably the next 50 years to match it.
Hey.
Yes.
And the way Ghanaians rejected the Akufo-Addo government.
The rejection of the NPP was not really based on performance. No, I don't think so. I think that it was, the 8-year malaise, essentially.
No. If you perform,
I'm coming. And admittedly, some amounts. I'm coming.
His party lost by 50,000.
Admittedly,
you lost by 1.7.
Admittedly, apathy. Because the base, there was quite disconnect with the base.
To about 2000. People voted against Rawlings.
Umaru, I can show you
2008.
I can show you a report.
NPP nearly broke the 8.
Yes.
By 50,000. That's how. In fact, less than 50. No, 23,000. When you add the time and everything, it was around 40 something.
Yes. What got to after time?
So I'm saying that Mills defeated Akufo-Addo in 2009 by just some 50,000.
Yes.
This was 8 years. The Malays were still there.
Yes.
How come then you lose by 1.7 million and you still say 8-year Malays?
But you also interest you to know. I'm coming.
It's the incompetence of the government.
No, the government was not incompetent. That I will defend any day. Umaru, the seasons differ. The political currents move quite differently. So how the wave blew in maybe 2008 is not the same one here. Now let me tell you what. I went to UK to partake in their election, and for the first time in 400 years, the Conservatives lost seats that they had never lost in 400 years.
Yes. In the UK?
Yes. And what were the reasons? The same reasons that were... Israel lost to Labour. The Conservatives lost to Labour. And that was 14 years.
No,
they went...
No, you're talking about now?
No, in the last election.
Yes, okay.
Yes, in 2022.
Yeah.
In 2024. So the exogenous factors that came were very strong currents. Okay. And of course, you like it or not, there are one or two programs of government that didn't sit well with the Ghanaian people. And naturally, people would form opinion and some amount of angst towards government. I kept telling my party people that going into 2024, the NDC was not our problem. We were going to be our own problem. And it is because I have reports that I filed, gathered from traveling around the country, what party people were telling me. I put it in record and sent. I'm coming. Let me make this point. If you look at the data, the NDC could not make even 200,000 new votes in 8 years. They did not. So it tells you that it's not as if the NDC grew by votes. No. It's just the MPP votes did not show up.
No problem.
And it is now up to us to reassure our party base that the message has been well received and that going forward, the seeming disconnect between party hierarchy, government, and grassroots would be fixed. And that's what our party
you're in opposition now, so you remember them.
Oh, no, I am always a grassroots person.
Okay. In 1 minute, speak to your grassroots members as to why they should choose Salam as your organizer.
I come, on the table with the right skill set, the requisite experience, maturity, and the commitment to the work. The National Youth Organizer job is the most difficult when in the party structure, when you take up the general secretary role, because of the size of the work placed on the National Youth Organizer. I have about 276 constituencies to take care of, 216 youth wings to take care of. Then I'm added 255 TESCON institutions. I have to deal with SRC elections. I have to deal with student unions.
You have to manipulate elections.
No, I have to help young people rise, which I have so many. I've helped so many people across. Some I don't even know from Adam, but we have been able to do these things. And I live with the pride that my youth wing produced an MP for the party. My regional youth organizer for North East sits in parliament as the member of parliament for Nalergu Gambaga. And I feel proud anytime he gets up, to make, contribution in the August House of Parliament. Okay. I'm leaving behind, a formalized patron for the party, which we didn't have. So now the patrons who help us, in the various institutions are recognized. TESCON coordinators, regional TESCON coordinators are given recognition. So I have added impetus to the youth wing, and with all the experience I have built, giving me the nod to now be the head of the organizing wing. I know how to direct the women's wing, which direction they should go. The youth wing I have led, which direction they should go. The Nasara wing, which direction they should go. And we will build a solid electoral machine for the party that will grind and bring the MPP power in 2028. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be president.
Abdul Salam Mustafa, National Youth Organizer, MPP, hoping to be national organizer.
And I know you support me.
I wish you all the best. You are my brother, so but I don't have a party card. So if you get me one, then I'll vote.
I'll get you one. Come to our office.
Oh, now that the Supreme Court said party members don't get the money. I want to be the delegate thing. I wanted to join.
You want to be diabolic.
I know, but it's not get the delegate thing that you can't pay money again. So right now it's free, crap. Now it's your message that work for you, not your money.
I will get you a party card.
No, there's no money inside. I'm not doing it.
Are you sure?
Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
That's Salam Mustafa. He's national organizer, youth organizer of the NPP, hoping to be national.
Me as national organizer, it shall come to pass.
Okay. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best, my brother. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I want us to listen to Nanaya Jantua. She responded to the petition. Okay, before the petition was given to her, the comments that were made by Alexander Fenyoma, the minority leader. She said some things. Let's hear that before.
I thank them for bringing this petition, and I do assure you that it is going to get to the president, and This is democracy at hand. If the MPP today had been able to come to the Flagstaff House to present their petition, then I'm saying that democracy is at its utmost. Everybody knows what today is. Today is the day of memorial for the 8 gallant heroes who fell. And I'm happy that honorable leader is saying that I am a nobody. But I want to assure you that I'm a senior member of government, and this petition will directly get to the president. And they should also remember that in this country there are laws. There are laws that is put together to help us regulate our lives and our being. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
So that's Nanaya Jantwa. She's a staffer at the presidency. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Fafa Melody Portifer is in studio to bring us news summaries. Fafa, take it over.
Well, in more news today, the Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Mustafa Gwande, has visited the family of the late Tamale Central MP Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed to express the party's sympathy following the fire outbreak that destroyed part of the family's home. The fire destroyed 9 of the houses, and the delegation presented relief items and other donations to support those affected by the incident. Speaking during the visit, Mr. Gwande said the party's leadership had directed him to visit the family and assure them of its support during this difficult period.
We came on a tour visiting our party only to get the news yesterday in the evening that the family house of our brother have got into fire. Already today was going to be a 1-year commemoration or anniversary of that painful incident. And so quickly, leadership of the party instructed that once I was within the area, it was important that we mobilize ourselves and come and see what really have occurred. Truly, we have come. You can see the building there. We also believe that it's a day that will reflect on all the good things and the mixed feeling that comes with the departure of our brothers. And so we'll continue to pray that their soul will rest in peace, and God granting the living family great strength, and may God remember his children.
Well, you had the Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Mustafa Gwande. Meanwhile, family members affected by the inferno say they had to spend the night with relatives and friends due to the extent of the damage caused by the fire. The late Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed's nephew spoke to Citi News.
As at yesterday, we were in town when they called. That was the hours of 4 to 5 p.m. that the whole house was gutted with fire. So we couldn't do anything but to rush in to see the extent to which the fire was burning. When we came, it was so severe to the extent that we couldn't salvage anything. Everything burned to ashes, if you can see. We had to go and then sleep with some friends and relatives, as at yesterday, because the place was not even accommodative enough for somebody to pass the night there, because the debris was so much that you couldn't even sleep there. If you look at the zincs, everything has been ripped off by the fire.
Imran Latif is nephew to the late Minister for Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed. Now, in more news, the National Union of Ghana Students, NUGS, has called on the government to provide greater support to the Rent Control Department to help curb illegal increases in hostel fees and protect students from exploitation. The call follows a nationwide inspection by the Acting Rent Commissioner to identify unlicensed, unsafe and unsanitary hostels and other accommodation facilities. Speaking to Citi News, NUGS President Rashid Ibrahim expressed satisfaction with the exercise and urged the government to provide the resources needed to sustain it.
And as for NUGS, we are actually happy with what the Rent Commissioner is doing. But what I would say is that we need a lot of commitment from the government. You could see that the Rent Commissioner is actually doing all this work alone. And it seems he's not getting the support of the government. So we call on the government to come in. This is a national issue, right? It is something that borders on majority of the young people in the country. And it is not affecting only maybe second cycle institutions or tertiary students. Everyone is affecting everyone. So we call on the government to also, as a matter of urgency, add their voice to it and then give every support that they have to the rent commissioner to start acting, to actually go into proper inspection work and clamp down on illegal increase in hostel fees. The students, I'm not saying that the students should not pay hostel fees, they should pay, but the amount of money they pay or the increase should actually the increase must commensurate with the amount of money or the service that they are actually being served, right? If you look at what happened in Koforidua Technical University, this is not the kind of service that as a hostel manager you should be giving to students, right? No maintenance, the water that they drink from wells, and it's actually there are a lot of things associated with that. So I think that we need the government support for the rent control to actually go into proper inspection work and actually clamp down on illegal hostel operators and those who actually do not regard the law when it comes to rent increase.
Yeah, the president of the National Union of Ghana Students, Rashid Ibrahim. Now, still on education, the Ministry of the sector has urged teacher training institutions to equip future teachers with digital skills to enhance technology integration in teaching and learning. This follows a ministry-led study in 5 regions which found that many basic school teachers struggle to use digital tools in classrooms, limiting digital literacy among learners. Technical advisor at the ministry, Professor George Odro, reaffirmed government's commitment to providing the necessary technological devices to support the process. He made the remarks during the 10th anniversary celebration of the Department of Teacher Education at the University of Ghana, Legon.
Majority of basic school teachers find it very difficult to integrate ICT in teaching and learning. A chunk of them are in the rural areas, thereby increasing the digital divide gap. Those who have the digital know-how also raise issues about accessibility and availability of technological devices in schools. Due to this reality, colleges of education must explicitly teach student teachers how to integrate ICT into teaching and learning, while government and stakeholders work systematically on the provision of technological devices, fiber optic connectivity, and solar infrastructure to colleges.
Professor George Odro is technical advisor at the Ministry of Education.
And that was Fafa Melody Kpotufe of the City Newsroom bringing us a news summaries here on Eyewitness News. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a host of affiliate stations, including Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, all of them in Takoradi in the Western region. Eyewitness News is also live on the campus of the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani on Greener FM 95.9. In the Ashanti region, Eyewitness News is live on Kumasi-based Orange 107.9 FM. It's actually in the Kumasi Mall. If you go to the Eastern region, in Somanya, Eyewitness News is live on Right 90.1 FM. In the Volta region, the southern side of Afle, Eyewitness News is live on Holy 98.5 FM. In Yendi, in the northern region, Eyewitness News is live on Dasuma 99.1 FM. In Upper East region, Eyewitness News is in Zuarungu on Word 88.3 FM, Mike 105.3 in Navrongo, and in Bolgatanga on 102.7 FM, that's Bolga FM. In the Upper West region, Eyewitness News is on Pupeli Radio 92.7, based in Wa. We are also live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and we are interactive. Let me know what you make of the stories we are bringing you tonight. WhatsApp number 0539 986 996, 0539 986 996. On Twitter, now known as X, mention my handle at Umar Rusanda or at Citi973. Use the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You know that feeling when you're getting ready for work. Your shirt is still crumpled and the iron is just starting to warm up. Or you're late for the wedding and now about to blow dry your hair. Or you have just stocked up meat for the cold store and then suddenly, light off. life just keeps getting paused. But what if your roof, yes, your roof, could keep things running in your homes and businesses? With EcoBank ASAP, you can switch to solar now by getting a loan to buy solar power systems with no upfront cost and easy repayments. Power your life through EcoBank's vetted solar vendors and lower your power bills over time.
Take back your power with EcoBank ASAP. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
These days, some mattresses are being made from all kinds of unsafe materials that are not fit for sleeping surfaces. These materials may be cheap, but they can be harmful to your health. If you haven't slept well, you cannot work and think well, and you are ultimately putting your health at risk, which can cause you a lifetime discomfort and chronic pain. As responsible citizens, we should invest in safe, durable, and certified mattresses. Latex Foam remains the tried and tested brand we all love for almost 60 years now. They offer you unmatched quality and durability for every Ghanaian home. Talk to them on 0302-231-155 in Accra and 03220-29365 in Kumasi for all your inquiries, or walk into any of their outlets nationwide for your preferred choices. Do not settle for less. Go for quality, but Latex Foam, or else you do yourself. Latex Foam, your partner for life.
Your child can excel academically and in the sports they love and are good at. At Prodigy International Academy, we believe every child deserves to excel in the classroom, on the field, and in life. With an internationally recognized curriculum, an elite sports program, modern, well-serviced boarding facilities, and a strong foundation in Christian values, Prodigy nurtures confident, skilled, and well-rounded learners who are prepared for a global future. Here, sports and academics go hand in hand to empower students to discover their strengths, develop strong character, leadership, and relentlessly pursue excellence. Give your child's full potential a chance. Visit prodigy.edu.gh or call 025-609-7974 to begin your Prodigy's journey. Prodigy International Academy. Excel, inspire, persevere.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM, broadcasting from our studios in Accra. I am Umaru Sanda Amado. Now, exactly a year ago today, a helicopter carrying government officials and some military personnel moving from Accra to Obuasi crashed, killing all 8 persons on board. A number of them, actually 3 of them were government officials, or rather 2 were ministers of state. 1 person was a party official. Another person was also working for the president. So 4 of them, and then there were the other 4 were military personnel on that particular chopper. The funeral has been done, but today the government organized a memorial service at the UPSA, and subsequent to that, another ceremony was done at the Defense Ministry, where one of the deceased was the minister in charge. The president gave a tribute. The family members also read some tributes at the event earlier today. I want us to listen to President John Dramani Mahama first.
The 8 Ghanaians we honor today came from diverse backgrounds and diverse professions. They had different dreams, different personalities, and different stories. And yet they were united by one common purpose. They answered the call to serve God and country. None of them boarded that helicopter expecting that it will be their final journey. Like countless public servants every day, they set out to perform their duties. They left behind unfinished conversations, appointments they expected to keep, families they expected to return to, and dreams they believed they still had time to fulfill. That is perhaps the greatest lesson this anniversary teaches us. That life is fragile, that service is sacred, and tomorrow can never be guaranteed. As president, I've often reflected on the enormous sacrifices made by the men and women who dedicate their lives to public service. Much of their work goes unnoticed. They travel long distances. They spend countless hours away from their families. They endure difficult conditions. They make decisions under pressure. They accept risks because they believe that Ghana's progress is worth every effort they put in. And too often, we celebrate such service only after tragedy strikes. Today, we must resolve to appreciate public service even as it is performed daily, to appreciate those who labor faithfully, often without recognition, because they believe in something that is greater than themselves. To the bereaved families, permit me once again to convey the deepest condolences of the government and people of Ghana. I know that no speech can erase your pain. No anniversaries can fill that empty seat at your dining table, and no ceremonies can replace the voices that you long to hear or the embraces that you still miss. You've borne your grief with remarkable courage and dignity over the past year. In doing so, you have reminded all of us that love does not end with death. It endures in memory, in faith, and in the lives we choose to live thereafter. Please rest assured that the nation still mourns with you.
So that's President John Dramani Mahama speaking at the memorial service organized earlier today. Let's listen to the family members also pay tribute to their fallen family members.
I'm representing the wife of Samuel Kweku Edu Abuaji. I will not stand here and pretend the year has been easy. Grief does not get smaller. You simply grow around it. There's a chair in our house that nobody sits in. Birthdays came anyway. Christmas came anyway. And our girls still ask me questions I do not have good answers for. But we have not carried it alone. To His Excellency, the President and the Government of Ghana, to the Ghana Armed Forces, to the party, to NADMO, to the people of Obuasi and Adansi, and to every Ghanaian who prayed for us and refused to forget, thank you. You held us up when we could not stand. And to the 7 other families here, we did not choose one another, but we belong to one another now. Let me say one last thing. Samuel died on his way to a fight that is yet not finished. The rivers he was going to defend are still being poisoned. The land is still bleeding. The truest tribute we can pay this 8 is not a speech. It is to finish their work. Please, do not let us be the last year we remember them. And Yara, as I call you, I want you to know that God has held me. On the days I could not even pray, He carried me throughout the pain. Our girls are well. They have your laugh, and I am keeping my promise. I am taking care. Rest peacefully in the bosom of the Lord. Until we meet again, you will always be my forever.
The remark starts with a short quotation from the Holy Quran, chapter 2, verse 156, that reads, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That indeed we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we shall return. As a family, since last year, this has been our comfort as far as the Quran is concerned. This verse is a reminder that we hold close since last year and forever. That the verse teaches us patience, that we have to be patient, and we have nothing to do than to be patient. The verse equally teaches us how to accept the will of Allah. And we as a family, we accept that will of Allah, that it is Allah that taketh the life of our brother. His Excellency, it is with deep respect and heartfelt remembrance that we reflect on the life of late Alhaji Dr. Comrade Honorable Ibrahim Murtala.
So you heard the family of the deceased in that helicopter crash exactly a year ago. They were traveling to Obuasi in the Ashanti region for a program related to protecting the environment. So 1 year on, we asked the question, have we learned any lesson as a country from the fight against illegal mining known as Galamsey? Convener of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey is Kenneth Ashigbe. He was on the City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle this morning. Let's listen to his verdict.
Unfortunately for us Ghanaians, we can't say that, we have honored these 8 people as well as we ought to. Because for me, I remember again, I was on one of the shows with the then UTAC president, and I was saying this thing that had happened, it was going to result in a situation where there was going to be a drastic change, a sea change in the Galamsey fight. And then the Minister for Foreign Affairs had made a statement that they had had a cabinet meeting and His Excellency the President was going to come up with a renewed way of fighting it. But unfortunately, we've seen NIMOS do the work that they are doing. But isn't it interesting that as we speak, there's only one kingpin that we can really point to that has been successfully prosecuted, and convicted. And for me, I think the most important thing is the urgency we attach to it. We cannot allow people, clearly to be involved in this illegality and nothing seems to happen to them. I can continue mentioning names, and I think the time has come for us, as the media, to start also asking, putting out some of these names and asking that what is happening to these people, so that once people know that there are repercussions for doing the wrong, once we also push to ensure that those who want to mine properly are allowed to do their mining properly without destroying our water. I think it's taken also too long for us to get our traceability sorted out. I'm hoping that the Gold Board will work on traceability so that gold that is from illegal sources are not purchased.
So you had the engineer Kenneth Ashigbe. He was speaking on the City Breakfast Show. He's convener of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. On Eyewitness News last night, I spoke to the group of owners of private schools. They say that their students for the BECE or their candidates for the BECE performed badly beyond the expectation. They said that this was because of some unfairness in the marking process by the West Africa Examination Council, and they're actually asking for an audit of the exam scripts of their students because they believe that their students should have done better than the results that were retained by the WAEC. Tonight, we are hearing that the WAEC called a press conference. The head of WAEC Public Affairs is John Kapi. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. The private schools, GSS or junior high schools, their complaint from yesterday, has it come to your attention? What's your position as an examination conducting body?
Good evening and thanks for having me. Good evening to your listeners. First of all, we have not received a direct complaint from them. What we have come across is what they have put out in social media. And also, some of the press houses have, published some stories that are supposed to be coming from them. So, our initial reaction is a simple one, that we do not in any way have any bias towards, against, private schools. We treat all our candidates who write our examinations equally. and therefore any such allegation for us is false. And we have, room for redress in case anybody is not satisfied with whatever they earn or the grades that are awarded them. They are at liberty to come back to us, and then we are willing to, meet with them and then resolve whatever issues that they have.
But the issues they raised, what do you make of them? They say that they were not treated fairly.
Well, as I said earlier, I don't know what they would mean by not treated fairly. Probably that we did not give them the right examination halls to use, or whether we give them more difficult questions, or whether we have selected scripts of private schools and put them separately and graded them with a more rigid hand that would declare public schools. It really it's not clear enough for us. If they could be a little clearer about us being unfair to them.
Well, they say that their students, they know the level of preparedness of the students, and they did not expect the results that came. Something went amiss.
Well, the students could be good. That one I cannot dispute because I'm not the one who teaches them. But then the point remains that the students write the same examination across the country, and the agreement with the ministry, the GS, that was the discerning grading system. Now, all the candidates are considered one cohort that we are going to test. And so when we test them, we rank them. So if, for example, we have maybe the best students from school A, we have the best from B, C, D, and probably even up to Z. Now, you put these top students together and test them. Obviously, they can't all be first. The one will be first and the one will be last. So that knowing that these are the candidates they have, and the fact that they are, very sure that the candidates are capable of making ones, and they don't make them. Well, the scripts are available. They can come and seek remarking, and then we'll take a look at all the challenges that they have with the grades. Now, it's also important for us to note that if, for example, you have a class of about 190 or 150, that is just a small proportion of the total number of candidates we are going to test. And then also the fact that maybe for you, this is our best candidate. That best candidate of yours may not necessarily be the best elsewhere. There's somebody somewhere who may be better than your best candidate. And so we treat them as individual candidates. And if there's a need for them to, take a second look at their results, why not? We are ready to do that.
It means that the audit they are asking for, you would open your doors for them to come and scrutinize the scripts themselves.
Well, first of all, it is not allowed to probably give the script of a candidate to a person just like that. If they request for us to, do remarking, we'll invite our chief examiner to come and do the remarking, and then see whether the grades will appreciate or they would appreciate. But then, obviously, we would do our scrutiny. It is not the case that we can give out the scripts to the schools to mark them. That is why when we start the marking exercise, we swap the scripts so that people who are marking are not necessarily familiar with the candidates. And so it gives room for fairness.
Very well. So if they come properly, it's something that you may allow for remarking, but not an audit where they would scrutinize the scripts themselves.
Well, it depends on, not for they themselves to scrutinize the scripts. I don't think we don't have any system that works that way. Remember that our system also works in rules, and the rules would not allow us to present the scripts. But then, depending on the way the request is made, and of course, whatever it is that we would consider, we may decide to, let them have a look. But then this would be on an independent school basis, and it must be the school authorities who will come and not the association.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
It's my pleasure.
That's Mr. John Kapi. He's head of public affairs at the West African Examination Council, WAEC. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra. I am Umaru Sandama. Do keep your messages coming through. I'm seeing them coming through. I'll read them before the show ends. 0539 986-996. 0539 986 996, or go on Twitter, mention my handle at Umaru Sanda or at Citi973. Use the hashtag Eyewitness News and send your messages through. The stories you're looking at tonight, we brought you a story just a moment ago. The West African Examination Council responding to the Council of Private Schools, basic schools that is, which has asked for an audit of the exam results for BC, especially the one affecting basic schools, which are private or private basic schools. Earlier, you heard Salam Mustafa join me in studio. He's with the New Patriotic Party. They had a demonstration today. And also you heard voices from the memorial, the one-year memorial service that was held in honor of the 8 who died from the helicopter crash a year ago. This is Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Charlie, I'm nice. I get some serious meeting. Allah, motion. But Charlie, no credit today. Oh, but you relax. One more day.
Hey, what funny.
Yes, so I borrow small, sort myself out. I pay back. We move. Spot there. Ah, Charlie, you sure see you they pay back? Yes, so that anytime somebody else they need them, more day. Be like I for can't borrow some more. Hey, you this boy. Don't go there and disgrace yourself. Allah, motion.
Responsible borrowing with a real Flexo for today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. Borrow, sort them, pay back. No more day.
Eno, you know what our father left us when he died?
Debts?
He left us land, Eno. But Nanayo said the land is his. The court said come back in 2031.
Hey, that's not an inheritance. That's a curse, brother.
Real Ejapade doesn't come with disputes. At Deftraco Woodlands, a 592-acre master plan gated city in Dawenya, your inheritance is waiting. Don't leave your children a court case. Leave them Deftraco Woodlands. The Ejapade they'll be proud of. Visit woodlands.deftracogroup.com. Call or WhatsApp us today on 0208-732-302.
Kofi, I think we need to call them.
Deftraco Woodlands, where your roots run deep.
Everybody they sell, but your shop they empty.
Where's my report?
Bro, month no end here too. But see, your pocket stop they take. Another emergency for the house?
Yeah, come me get ideas. Ideas go kill them.
Another idea, another mark time. No capital to start. For some people, this silence no be peaceful. It be money matter.
With bills, there's no need for silence. From my emergency loans to salary loans to working capital loans and startup loans, Bills has you covered.
Apply with your Ghana card today. Call 0596-920-833 or 0302-200-390. Bills, financing your needs. T's and C's apply.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Yeah, welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. It's now time for business, and Nashika Caesar is from the business desk of Citi FM. She's joining me in studio. Now, how are you?
I'm well, Sanda. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Nerissa. It's good. You're called Nerissa.
Pick your struggle. Do you want to call me Shika or do you want to call me Nerissa?
I love Nerissa. Nerissa sounds like a very evil woman in some serious movie, like Lord Voldemort's wife. It's called Nerissa. Very wicked woman, evil, long nails and things.
My nails are short.
I know. I'm just saying that's what it gives. But it sends shivers down my spine. So I like to call you Nerissa. Nerissa is coming.
Could I tell you what's happening in the world of business? Thank you very much. Now, Ghana's inflation rate slowed to 4.6% in July, marking the first monthly decline after 3 consecutive increases. This signals a renewed easing in consumer price pressures across the economy. The latest figures released by the Ghana Statistical Service show headline inflation fell by 0.7 percentage points from 5.3% in June. Here's a government statistician, Dr. Attah-Mensah, with a breakdown of the data.
Inflation is cooling again. 4.6% in July 2026 from 5.3% in June 2026 and 12.1% a year ago. 2. Prices barely moved this month. The basket cost only 0.1% in July, more than in June. 3. Food relief is real. Food inflation slowed to 3.1% from 3.9%. 4. Services are the last hurdle at 8.5% inflation rate. Transport, rent, health and school fees remain the stickiest costs. 5. Inflation is homegrown. Locally produced items drove 87% of inflation, with its inflation actually ending June at 5.9%, while imported goods actually rose by 2%. 6. Where you live still matters when it comes to inflation. 10.8% in Northeast to negative 3.8% in Bono East.
That was the government statistician, Dr. Attah-Mensah. Now, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has urged the Bank of Ghana to maintain a prudent, data-dependent monetary policy stance, cautioning against further interest rate cuts, even as inflation eases and markets anticipate lower borrowing costs. The advice comes days after the BOG kept its monetary policy rate unchanged at 14% for its second consecutive meeting, despite headline inflation remaining within the central bank's medium-term target band of 8+2%.
According to the International Monetary Fund, policymakers should remain cautious because of possible second-round effects from higher global energy and fertilizer prices stemming from the Middle East conflict, as well as fiscal expansion under Ghana's policy coordination instrument. July's inflation rate of 4.6% have strengthened expectations among businesses that borrowing costs could decline further to support investment and economic activity. However, the IMF says the central bank should resist easing policy prematurely. In its 2026 Article 4 consultation report, the fund noted that the central bank's cumulative 1,400 basis point reduction in the policy rate since July 2025 has brought monetary policy to a broadly neutral stance. It warned that additional rate cuts could shift policy from neutral to accommodative, a move the fund says is unwarranted given lingering inflationary risk. The fund also acknowledged reforms to the central bank's monetary policy operations, including the replacement of 56-day bills with 14-day bills and changes to cash reserve requirements aimed at strengthening liquidity management.
That was a Business Desk report. Moving on, the Ghana Airports Company Limited has barred 2 port health officers from working at the Accra International Airport and any other airport under its management after they were found to have extorted money from a passenger, as authorities intensify efforts to eliminate extortion across Ghana's airports. In a statement issued on August 6th, Ghana Airports Company Limited said the 2 officers who worked at Terminal 3 of the Accra International Airport were found on August 5 to have charged a foreign passport holder $40 for a yellow fever card instead of the approved $20 fee. Separately, Ghana Airports Company Limited said it had taken note of a viral video showing a Ghana Immigration Service officer allegedly demanding money for breakfast from a passenger. According to the company, the Ghana Immigration Service has confirmed that the officer involved has since been transferred from the airport. To some other stories now, economist Professor Charles Aka is calling for the Bank of Ghana to play a greater role in supporting economic growth, arguing that promoting development should receive the same level of attention as maintaining price stability. According to him, while the central bank's commitment to controlling inflation is important, it should also play a more proactive role in fostering economic development through strategic investments and policies that stimulate productive sectors of the economy. He argues that the BOG has become overly conservative in its policy stance.
The Bank of Ghana was set up. It is essential to our own independence that we have a government-owned bank, that the central bank follows a policy designed to secure our economic independence and to further a general development of the country. Every central bank was set up to help develop the economy. It's not just to be fighting.
So they can allocate money to stimulate.
I'm telling you,
economic activity.
Every progressive bank does it. That's what China Central Bank does it. It's done in Malaysia. In fact, Malaysia's central bank lends directly to the private sector. They don't need to even pass it to another bank.
So you think our central banks have been very conservative?
Very conservative. Too conservative. Too conservative.
Or so, are they? That's quite interesting. So you think the central bank should directly pump money into the economy?
They can. Of course, when they thought that they needed a hospital, they built a hospital. So they can invest in agriculture. They can invest in farm. Okay. They can invest in the micro sector. They can invest in the bridge. There's nothing wrong about that. It's done.
But does that not require stronger independence? Because
that's why we need a bipartisan discussion on this. You see, one of the things I feel we should change is our economic thinking. The thought is wrong. And sometimes I don't blame the central bank. We ourselves, we will roast such a central bank governor.
You heard the economist Professor Charles Aka speaking there. Now, the Abosokai Spare Parts Dealers Association has described the government's 2 cedi per litre reduction in diesel prices as a timely measure that will help stabilize spare parts prices and ease cost pressures on businesses. The association said lower diesel prices are expected to reduce the cost of transporting imported spare parts from the port to retail outlets, limiting the need for dealers to pass a higher logistics and operational cost on to consumers. The head of communication for the association, Techiado, shared these views in an interview with Citi Business News.
It's going to impact our spare part because if the prices are high, the fuel prices are high, it's going to affect the spare parts. So now that the government has intervened with the 2 cedis, the price will still remain stable. I think it's very, very important. The more fuel prices are going up, the more some of the spare parts also are going up. Offloading the container from the port to our destination, it comes with a cost. You understand? So now that the government has absorbed 2 cedis, to absorb 2 cedis, it's going to reduce some of the cost from offloading container from the port to our various destinations. So we are happy. So the price will still remain the same. Will still remain relatively stable for us to enjoy.
Techiado is head of communications. Now, the overall winner of the 8th edition of MTN Heroes of Change will receive 400,000 Ghana cedis to scale up their community development initiatives. The top prize has been increased from 200,000 cedis in the previous season, significantly boosting financial support for the winner to expand the social impact of their work. The announcement was made at the media launch of Season 8 of the MTN Heroes of Change initiative. We have more in this report.
The MTN Heroes of Change initiative, a flagship program of MTN Ghana Foundation, has over the past 7 seasons recognized individuals making significant contributions to their communities. For Season 8, the organizers have increased the overall prize to 400,000 Ghana cedis with the aim of giving the winner greater resources to sustain and potentially expand their work. Chief Corporate Services and Sustainability Officer at MTN Ghana, Adjuari Afe, says the launch of Season 8 reflects MTN's continued commitment to supporting individuals creating positive change in their communities. She also outlined the roadmap for this year's program and changes to the prices.
Our heroes of change are using their lives as a force for good, and so it's for us imperative that we support such causes. We are going to go through a series of selection, breaking it down from 100 to 30 and to 10 finalists, and the finale will be next year, March. And so that's what is going to be done. So this year we have taken it a notch higher. For the overall winner, we've increased the prize money from 200,000 Ghana cedis to 400,000 Ghana cedis. The runner-ups get 200,000 cedis up from 100,000 cedis, and the finalists get 100,000 cedis each. So we are making sure that whatever the support we're given is something that can really make a meaningful difference to what they are doing.
Season 7 winner of MTN Heroes of Change, Dr. Angela Drabna Abuaje, is encouraging the public to nominate individuals making a difference in their communities.
It's amazing that the overall winner will be taking about 400,000 cedis, almost 500,000. Which is really significant, especially if you look at the kind of work that the heroes do. There are so many people who are doing really sacrificial work, really good sacrificial work in the country. Ghanaians should get involved. In your neighborhood, you find one like that. So just nominate them.
One of the judges for this season, Ochame Kwame, has been speaking about the qualities the panel will be looking out for as they assess this year's nominees.
We are looking out for people who have worked in communities. People who are working without necessarily being paid for it. We are looking out for teachers who are staying overnight to help children do their homework. We are looking out for nurses who are respectful, who are going into the communities to do good. We are looking out for NGOs and individuals in civil societies who have dedicated themselves to service beyond how much are you paying me.
You had there one of the judges of season 8 of the MTN Heroes of Change, Ochame Kwame, and in that report filed by Daniel Sakiti.
That's Nancy Kasiza from the Citi Business Desk, bringing us latest in the world of business. Let's do some other stories now. And you do know about the Bagri Dam in Burkina Faso. Every time it is spilled, we have the negative consequence that is affecting us down south. Tonight, we are learning that the Bagri Dam is going to be spilled and Ghana has to be ready. Alhaji Tahiru Rafiu is the Northeast Regional Director of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO. In fact, NADMO has issued a statement on the spillage. Alhaji, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Umaru.
Talk to us about this spillage. When is it intended by the Burkinabe authorities, and what do we have to do down south, and what are we doing?
Yes, on Tuesday, we received a letter from Water Resources Commission in Ghana, informing us about possible spillage of the Bagri Dam. According to the letter, as at Tuesday, 4th of August, the level of the water was stood at 232.93, which is about 62.77%. So according to Solabel, who are the operators of both the Bagri and Kutega Dam, the water, the highest level that could cause for the spillage would be 234.00 meters. And so, with the way the rains are coming, they are expecting that by Tuesday, 11th of August, they will begin the controlled spillage of the Bagri Dam.
Okay, now what do we have to do, and what are we doing?
Yes, so for us in Northeast, we have what we call the contingency plan, where we have at the regional level, we have the Regional Disaster Management Committee. In fact, this particular contingency plan is designed to confront situations like this. And so the regional minister, as of yesterday, instructed that we should activate the Regional Disaster Management Committee, and that would empower the various districts to also do that and move to the community. That's with our sensitization. In fact, Umar, we are not just doing sensitization, because sensitization in itself, you would tell the people what they should do, as to whether they will do what you say they will do or not. Ours is to make a follow-up, especially those who are farming along the river bank in those communities. 99% of our people up north here are farmers. And so when the Bagri Dam is about to be filled, those who suffer most are the farmers. Unfortunately, this year, Umaru, I can say that the spillage of this dam has come so early compared to last year. Last year, the Avle dam was spilled somewhere around 27th, 28th of August, and we can find ourselves this way. So, automatically, most of our farmers are going to be victims because their farm produce, they are not ready for harvest. And so, when the water comes, it will wash away everything. Ours is to make sure that nobody go into the water. Once the Avle dam is spilled, we have people across the length and breadth of the region ensuring that whatever sensitization that has gone down to the community, they adhere it through the traditional authorities.
Does it mean then that the water goes everywhere and it's not as if people have built in waterways? The water just happens to be too much, and that's why you're asking people to move out of the course of the water?
Yes, actually, it doesn't affect settlement, even though we have a fraction of that. But majority that suffer this particular public spillage is are the farmers, and there are those who are farming along the river banks. And so our sensitization and education is very simple. We have our targeted group, and these are the farmers. Ours is that they should not just make a mistake to move into the water trying to pick whatever they have on the farm. They have from now till Tuesday to do all these harvests. After Tuesday, when the Avle dam is filled, though it will take about 48 to 72 hours for the water to get to Ghana and then probably run through the white water. So those who are farming and settlers around that particular stretch are the people we are targeting. And so far, I can say that our education is going on well. The only problem that we are looking at is the farm produce that are not ready for harvest.
Based on my knowledge of our geography, water from Burkina Faso would go through Upper East region before it comes to Upper West. Is there a coordination between Upper East and Upper West? Because you are speaking on behalf of Northeast. Is it the case that you operate separately from Upper East, or Upper East doesn't get affected? It's only Northeast that gets affected. That's why you are speaking earlier about this.
Yes, our it affects the Avle dam spillage affects Upper West, it affects Upper East, and that of Northeast. It's going to be like a collaborative kind of work that we do. Usually, those from Upper East and Northeast, they are almost the same because most of the farmers are farming along that white water, and so they are both victims. We are working hand in hand. It isn't that because we are from Northeast and we are selling out this information, it's going to affect us alone. No, it affects the other regions, and then we are selling this sensitization together as a team.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you, Umar.
That's Alhaji Tahiru Rafiu. He's Northeast Regional Dandmo Director. When we come back, talk back.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Introducing Ghana's leading pay-as-you-copy photocopier leasing company. Lease an A4, A3, heavy-duty or production machine and pay for only the copies made, or design your own payment plan. Simple and tietia. That's not all. Incredibly, toners, repairs, maintenance, follow-me printing, centralized tracking all come free of charge. Remember, financial prudence is the name of the game. Folks, forget about the expensive gimmicks and be smart. Join the hundreds of satisfied clients across all the 16 regions and every sector of the economy and save over 60% of your printing costs. Visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. Be prudent and lease a copier. Terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Live your dream now at Eden Heights. Move into our beautifully finished and ready to move in 3 and 4 bedroom apartment or penthouses thoughtfully designed for modern living today. Enjoy the serenity of a secure gated community with a fully equipped sports complex, landscape surroundings, ample parking, 24-hour security, reliable backup utilities, and convenient access to shopping, entertainment, and everyday essentials. With up to 3 years interest-free payment plans and mortgage financing options available, owning your dream home has never been easier. And here's the good news. Pay 50% or more and move in today. Book a viewing now on 0501 531 444 or 445 and on our website at www.edenheights.com.gh. Eden Heights, the heights of modern living.
Your home could be anything you want it to be. It could be a stadium.
It's just 12 yards out. He shoots.
Oh!
Yes, what a strike! It's a goal.
Or a gaming arena.
Yes, let's go.
Sometimes a classroom.
Madam, please, I don't understand.
All right, let's go over it again. Which part don't you understand?
The whole shop.
Or it could be an office.
How many orders are ready? Okay, send them to East Legon first.
Or even a research center.
Daddy, what is the Big Bang Theory?
Wait, let me ask ChatGPT.
You can make your home anything you want it to be, because no matter the experience you want at home, MTN Fiber will power it. Get unlimited internet up to 500 megabytes per second from as low as 299 Ghana cedis. Connect your home or business today. Visit the My MTN app or dial *5057# to check fiber availability and request now.
MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. It's now time for Talkback, which is brought to you by Avle's Lease Equipment Limited. Avle's Lease, affordable document management solutions. My editor, Sami, we are facing studio with me to help us get the views from the listeners. Sami, what are our listeners?
Hi, Umaro. Good evening. This one says the MPP is appealing to the Court of Appeal for Wontemi's release. Yet today they are protesting the appeal that led to Sedina Tamaklo release. Where is the consistency? Ghanaians are discerning and will not accept double standard. The rule of law must be respected equally regardless of who is involved. This coming from Anafia Kanu. Al-Hassan Hamdin says there is a saying, do to others what you want others to do to you. If you don't want to be disrespected, don't disrespect others. What is more disrespectful than the entire nation mourning and remembering our fallen heroes who lost their lives in that crash whilst they are demonstrating?
Let's take the next message. If you could just go down. It says, Umaru, kindly tell the MPP. I think I lost that message. So let me take the one from Hack in Wa, which says, those who culminated Ghana with unjust and unmerited persecution and called all public spaces where citizens can gather and do their lawful activities as security zone, calling today and saying, they're saying today democracy is under attack, my foot. My regards to Chairman Bunas and Bokman Dawuda, aka Empire. That's from Hack in Wa. Abi National also in Wa says, I thought the MPP were above the law. What didn't we see when they were in power? They let the court sit on Friday, which was unusual. They should give us a break. Akate Raymond in Agotime Kwetwe in the Volta region says, it seems MPP is suffering from hallucination nightmares. Were they on the moon when only NDC members were being prosecuted under Akufo-Addo's government? Sami.
We were here when a case was filed and called on the same day during the former President Akufo-Addo era. Nobody made noise about it. What is good for the goose is also good for the gander. This is Nick Kojo from Wager. Why is the MPP bleeding so soon? The very place they called a security zone some few years ago was the same place they demonstrated to present their petition. Does it mean one government is very tolerant and the other is not? Well, Ghanaians are the best judges. Isaac Iron City in Kaswa.
The MPP is in their feelings like jilted girlfriend because they are wound to me now a to me. Oh.
Wound to me now a to me.
So wound to me means you cannot.
You cannot.
And
but now it can.
You can. So wound to me means you cannot me. It means you can me has been found guilty and incarcerated. Their complaint holds no substance. They should give us a break. We are sick and tired of their noise making. That's KS in Eyewitness. Isaac Nindo in Tamale says, we respect the right to demonstrate, but MPP should have prioritized the August 6th remembrance for the 6 gallant men before politics. That absence is disappointing and we condemn it. Well, Haruna, Mustafa Salam says that Chairman of Council of State Hakman was there to represent the party. Sami?
Daniel in Sandema says the MPP's demonstration is fruitless and a sheer waste of time. It exposes a minority that appears more interested in political issues than in effect holding the JMD administration to account. We witnessed unprecedented lawlessness, corruption and governance failure under the administration of Nana Akufo-Addo. Yet these people that claimed to demonstrate today were silent. These people have no shame.
Next message coming through from Jones Aduboy in La, and he would always say Abba and Papa Abba. Let me say that one first before I read his message. And he says, unlike under the MPP when demonstrators were badly beaten, for example, Bridget Otu and co., even the peaceful nature of today's demonstration defeated the theme for the exercise, democracy under attack. The record still shows that Nana Akufo-Addo's government has the worst human rights abuses than President Rawlings' military regime. Next message. From Adolf in New Barry, he says, if you say one to me allowed someone to do galamsey on his concession, was it proved beyond reasonable doubt in court that he personally told the man to do galamsey? Okay, that's what the court held, and that's why he was sentenced.
SLM in Achimota says, please, we are unable to appreciate your guest. Kindly give him briefing space to make a submission so we can appreciate him well. Respectfully, the interjection is too much. We need to make our own judgment. Okay. SLM, thank you very much for the feedback.
Larry in Ashoman says, please ask Afenyo Makin that if the whole NDC is mourning the fallen heroes without them, which of the NDC people should be there to take their petition? In any case, does Afenyo think that he is more important than all other persons? Sami?
They are lucky. A noble woman was sent to collect that wasted petition. Who are they to say Nana Ajantwa can't be the one to get it? They should send.
They should have sent.
They should have sent a cleaner to receive the petition. It won't have made more fitting. Is the petition a 40-footer container that one person cannot carry? This is Sokori from, Joseph from Bongo.
Okay, Salam and his people are confused people and struggling to make their hopeless party relevant. He's just making noise, thinking he's making sense for... I shouldn't read this. Let me leave it. That's from Sola in Anglogan. Forgive me. Andy Buama in Teshin says, what is Mustafa talking about? You chose to have a demonstration on a day where everyone knows that almost every big shot at the Jubilee House will be at the memorial service. Is he saying they should have forgone the memorial and come to receive their petition? In any case, during their tenure, demonstrators couldn't even access the Jubilee House. Sami?
This one says, those comments are invalid. Sorry for my comments. They knew very well that there's occasion going on today in their country. So if they ask the person to come and receive their petition, I see nothing wrong with that. This is from Yegbe Christopher from Peaceland.
Peaceland. I'll not be surprised Peaceland is in Ashaiman. If
I hear Ashaiman, you can find every town there.
Everything there.
There's Ashaiman, New York,
Iran,
Benghazi, Iran.
There's the Strait of Hormuz inside Ashaiman. It's between Jericho and Israel. If a national Memorial Day of mourning did not stop vacation courts from hearing cases involving opposition members, it cannot be invoked to condemn a peaceful demonstration by the opposition party. Constitutional rights cannot be convenient for one purpose and inconvenient for another. That's John Kekeli Bansa. The minority leader Afenyo Makin remarks are misguided. Nominating Nana Ajantwa to receive a petition reflects respect for democratic engagement, not disrespect to the MPP. That's from Wales Yoga in Abutia 30 in the Volta region.
Kindly let the MPP man know that even if the NDC fails or all its promises As he's saying, we the youth are enjoying the grounds. It came without a name. Kwame Ho says, I like the youthful exuberance and agility of Mustafa, especially the fine tone of his voice. But for his political bearings and propaganda there, no.
All right, next message. It says, for national cohesion and unity as Ghanaians, let's cool down the tension and work together to build one Ghana. This is my opinion. Ghana is mourning our demise leaders today. Was it not right and proper to mourn together as one Ghana? All right, this message has no name. This one says, so Nanabi and Salam Mustafa are using this demonstration to launch their political ambitions. Sad, Ken Obadi in Nungwa. NDC, for that matter, Mahama can set a record straight by making sure that one or two of their own members who are engaged in Galamsey are jailed. I know Mahama has done this before, but he should continue in this administration. So that's a message coming through from who? Tafamba David inside Kibi or Chebi, which is the proper pronunciation. Sabi?
Today, the MPP is saying our democracy is under attack, but let not forget what happened in Chiriponi under their watch. The former DCE was arresting people at dawn just for criticizing her, including her own party members. Back then, if you wanted to speak up, you had to make sure your motorbike was ready to go to Togo, Mango. That was the reality the good people of Chiriponi lived through from Razak in Chiriponi.
I'm disappointed with the MPP because today marks the 1-year memorial service for the helicopter crash victims, yet the party chose to organize a demonstration on the same day. That's Godwin in Kwando. Let me take the next message. The fear of free expression is like a cosmic monster lurking in the Ghanaian air under the NDC government. Citizens are tight-lipped on matters that border on their bread and butter. That's Yakubu Ibn Chambers in Wale. Do I have a last message? Okay, Ms. Bao Adams, Muhammad Adams, he says, Honorable Alexander, he says, I'm Zakaria Sakoya, constituency executive member of NDC Myong, doing the monitoring live. Keep it up. Honorable Alexander Fenyomakin should remember that Ghanaians still going through the pain MPP government has caused and messed the cause. So it's their constitutional rights to demonstrate. Well, thank you so much for all your messages which came to you on the segment called Talkback, which is brought to you by Valex Lease Equipment Limited, Valex Lease Affordable Document Solutions. That's by way of Eyewitness News tonight. I am Umaru Sandamado. I did this with Sami Wiafe, supported by Na Shika Caesar and Fafa Melody Potiver, produced by Beverly London, Julian Odami Asari, Kobna Wilson, Fred Tete Jabano. Emmanuel Lati and the technical team brought us the technical support, while Edwin Kwakofi led the news online to put us online. We'll be back tomorrow at 1700 GMT. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 03